Let's switch to Tesla this morning. Up for the day, best day since 2015. Company's losses doubling in the most recent quarter, but it did burn through less cash than expected. And Elon Musk promising a profitable second half of the year, taking the time to apologize to analysts on the call last night. Scott Galloway joins us this morning here at Post 9, in addition to Roger McNamee. Scott, it's good to have you.
Thanks, Carl. Good to see you guys.
Did he impress you last night, Musk?
Well, probably the most valuable apology in the history of mankind, and I believe we've gotten to, and I'd love to get Roger's take on this too, I think we've gotten to a point where, because of our idolatry of innovators, that if he just doesn't act like a jerk, we're super impressed. It's just, his behavior has been totally inappropriate. I listened to the audio of your apology. It literally sounded like someone was ripping his spleen out as he was apologizing. But look, at least he's listening. Clearly someone on the board who was sober said, hey, boss, you need to apologize. And the company was waiting to explode. So the most valuable apology in the history of business, as far as I can tell.
Roger, do you agree?
Well, the one thing I would suggest is we want to really be careful about taking Elon at his word relative to the cash position going forward. There are a lot of reasons to question whether the manufacturing strategy is mature enough to go to cash flow positive in the near term. I look at it, and they did a lot of really important things to get the unit volume up, but most of those burned cash, not grew the cash. And I think that as long as he has this amazing brand, this is a stock to watch. But I don't think he's broken the code yet on manufacturing. At least, and I say this without being intimate with the company, but manufacturing is really hard. It's a very specialized discipline, and the people who are really good at it have a very different personality from Elon Musk.
Scott, you mentioned the idolatry of these innovators. What's fascinating about Tesla is that the hardcore fans believe that it's a mission on behalf of humankind, right, to get this right.
Yeah.
And you have the other side that says, look, it's a $50, $60 billion market cap company with some debt and obligations. It has to show that it can perform financially and actually operate this business correctly as a product company. So it's an interesting clash, I guess, at the outset. And where does the state of that battle sit, do you think, right now?
We've sort of transitioned from an economy or markets that are mostly what I call fundamental driven to where a situation where if you're fortunate enough to be a company that makes the jump to light speed and you're no longer valued on fundamentals, you're valued on vision and growth. And Tesla has both of those things in spades. So this isn't an investment in a company trading at 7 times earnings or 7 times revenues when every other auto company is trading at 0.2 to 0.8. Otherwise, if this thing got cut in half, it would look overvalued on traditional fundamentals. You're investing in the Thomas Edison of our age. When I'm on Twitter, which is kind of how I get out of my bubble, because I find people are very unfiltered in the responses to my tweets, there are 2 entities that just overwhelmingly bring out a very aggressive reaction, and it's when I tweet about one of 2 entities. One is Trump, and the second is Tesla. The moment you talk ill will about either of those things, just thousands of bots, humans, I don't know who it is, descend on you. The passion around this company is unrivaled.
Well, you mentioned, though, the difference between companies that are valued on discounted cash flow versus call options for growth. We know which companies are which. Has Amazon made the crossover, and can Tesla do that?
Yeah, Amazon, I mean, justify Amazon's valuation as any type of company, even if it's cloud, and tell me how you get to $880 billion. They have absolutely replaced, and Bezos to a certain extent, I think the transformative moment in business history was Jeff Bezos' 1997 letter to investors, where he said, I'm going to focus on these non-perishable truisms of customer value. And it said, we're going to go for the long term, even if it doesn't mean earnings. And while they've peaked into profitability, I would bet they're going to go back to break even. I believe Bezos, I think every time they report a profit, he calls his top leadership into a room and says, you screwed up. Green light everything. We reinvest 100 cents on the dollar back into the consumer experience, and our shares continue to go up. Why would you? Why would you not reinvest 100 cents on the dollar as long as the markets will allow it? And with Tesla, they're letting them reinvest at 120 cents on the dollar, Amazon 95 or 97, but there's a certain protected class of companies that don't have to play by the same rules, and Tesla absolutely and Amazon fall into that category.
All right, so in light of that, Roger, let's play a little game of Would You Rather. Would you rather have the sort of slow and steady, maybe considered less visionary from a market standpoint CEO, maybe Apple, Or would you rather have the visionary CEO that maybe under-delivers on the promises, but has a very fervent base of investors and consumers?
Well, if you're asking me, I would tell you that today you can have them both. For myself, I go for steady, solid businesses because we're really, really late in the market cycle. And I think you're going to, as long as the speculative fervor's out there, guys like Amazon and Tesla are going to continue to be excellent stocks. But eventually, the market's going to have different issues it worries about than the ones it's worrying about today. And when that comes, everything is going to get hurt. You're just going to get slightly less hurt in an Apple than you are in an Amazon or a Tesla.
Before we let you go, last time you were on, you said you're going to sell your X. Am I correct? Have you changed your mind?
My Model X. No, I'm sticking to my gun. I'm sick of barking at the moon. And so I got angry at Elon Musk. I'm selling my Model X, but word has it, he's still sleeping at night, despite a professor from NYU selling his Model X.